So I'm going to show you how to test your hall sensor in the friend bike. First thing you do is obviously, split the bike. I've got it sitting up on a jack stand down here. I don't know if you can see that, sitting on a jack stand down below. I'm going to have my meter up here. It's kind of ready to go. And of course, obviously you unscrew this. You can take all the guts out. You're not going to hurt anything, but you're going to find this big cable. I'm going to disconnect some of this. The big cable will have these three wires here. You're going to have a red, blue, and a yellow, and they're kind of larger. That's the main power wires to the motor. And then you have like a white kind of single wire here. Not sure what that does. Then you have a clip here with a red, a blue, green, yellow, and black. And these are your hall sensor wires. So we're going to kind of get into that. But the first thing you need to do is you need to be able to power the bike, and so that you can measure the voltage across these sensors. And the way that I do it, caution, you can blow your hand off, but the way that I do it is I just kind of grab this guy and cleverly plug it all in. So you can look this way and see that the little blades are connecting, and you can kind of feel it, sort of pop right in there. I'm gonna kind of come over here and look to the side. Yeah, it looks good there. So that's all in, good to go. I'm gonna go up top and turn on the bike. All right, the bike is on. I also have the rear wheel, even though you can't see it with the camera, the rear wheel propped up about 2 inches off the ground so that I can spin the wheel manually. And you're gonna need that to test the hall sensor. So the first thing that we're gonna do is make sure that we have voltage across everything. So I have plugged into the black, and we're gonna actually plug into the red. So if you watch the meter down here, I'm gonna try to get my hand out of the way, you should see 5 volts on the black and the red. So 4.98 volts, you see that there? And then we're gonna try the hall sensors, and the hall sensors are the blue, green, and yellow. So I'm gonna plug into the hall sensor here, and hopefully that will be in place. And I'm actually gonna turn the wheel backwards, and you see it's basically 0 volts, 0.29, that's 0. And I'm gonna turn it backwards, and you'll see it switch to 4.8 volts, and turn it just a little bit, and you'll see it switch to 0 volts. Back to 4.8, back to 0. We're turning the wheel backwards. Back to 4.8, back to 0, 4.8. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to do. And you can test the entire rotation of the wheel. So we just tested the blue, let's test the green. .8, 0, 4.8, 0, 4.8. That's what it's supposed to do. Now let's test the yellow. 0, 4.8, 0, 4.8, 0. So all those hall sensors look fine in the motor, but perhaps that would make it easier for you guys to test and know what to do. Look for the large black cable, find the large power cables. They all kind of come into this large black cable here, and your hall sensor is this one. Pretty easy, so that's one thing I can check off the list.